Now, the bail application of the woman accused of killing her 11-year-old son, Jayden-Lee Meek, will continue in the Rooderpoort Magistrate's Court in Western Johannesburg this morning. Tiffany Meek claims that she has been framed. Now, her lawyer, Noven Naidoo, is expected to deliver closing arguments today. SABC News reporter Lopang Alamu is there. And of course, Lopang, you've been there and listening quite attentively to some of the arguments made last week. The investigating officer running through the state's case. Talk to us about that perhaps in brief, and of course what's to be expected today.
Well, very good morning, Sakina. That's correct. We did hear quite some explosive evidence being read out in court last week. We do know that the defense concluded the cross-examination on Sergeant Diko, who's the investigating officer in this particular case, as well as the state witness. We also did hear Tiffany Meek's legal defense trying to get more word from the investigating officer, who said, but I'm saving this particular evidence for trial, so I cannot disclose everything. What I have given you should be enough for you to get your client some bail. We're also expecting the closing arguments today, as you mentioned, and that shouldn't take quite a long time, but we were hoping that we'd get judgment in this particular matter today, but it seems as though judgment will only be delivered tomorrow. But we can confirm that closing arguments today. We do know that the state has said and mentioned that they have a solid case against Tiffany Meek, and in this particular case they have no other suspects at the moment. We heard the defense asking so many questions regarding the evidence that was collected by the South African Police Service. We also did hear Tiffany Meek's defense counsel, Noven Naidoo, questioning the way in which the state handled the matter from the start, where this is now they're saying their client has been framed. Tiffany saying that she had nothing to do with any of the charges brought against her, including murder, defeating the ends of justice, obstruction of justice, as well as criminal injury. So we're expecting quite a few information to come out of these closing arguments as well. But I think quite interesting is just talking to the people who have been coming here every day. You'd notice quite a few police officers. So they've been trickling down the numbers in terms of the protesters who make their way to court. But we spoke to some of them, and quite a few statements from them, some saying that she might receive bail, some saying maybe not. We also do know that the address issue, now this is the address that Tiffany Meek submitted to court, was quite a bit tricky in this sense because it's in another province. Now the magistrate in this particular matter in Africa asking her, will you be able to travel from the KZN and to Gauteng every day should you be granted bail for the trial? And those are just some of the things her legal defense needs to convince the court on. We'll be here and hoping that court starts now at 9 a.m. I think for now it's back to you in studio, Sakina.
Well, thanks so much, Lopang Alamu, and do stay tuned to SABC News throughout the day for the latest developments in that particular court case. And don't forget, if you're on the go, you can, of course, download, if you haven't yet done so, the SABC Plus app.